Hi everyone, my name is Ravi Prakash and welcome to the class of linear races. Okay, so we'll discuss the concepts of linear races. Why just few questions? Okay, so we'll start with this question now. In a 1,000-meter race, A beats B by 25 meters or 5 seconds. Find the time taken by A to complete the race. Okay, now see this question here. In a 1,000-meter race, okay, so A beats B by 25 meters or 5 seconds. Okay, now see, understand this concept here. So in a 1,000-meter race, A beats B by 25 meter or 5 seconds. Okay. Suppose A has completed this. This is the finishing line. Okay. And A has completed the race. Right. So A has completed the race. So A beats B by 25 meter. That means now B is, when A has completed the race, at that time B is 25 meters, 25 meters behind A. 25 meters behind A, right? So in a race, right? Just simple assumed races, right? Normal. So in normal race, what happens, right? Suppose you can beat your friend by 25 meter in a 1,000-meter race. That means in you both started at the same time. In the time in which you completed 1,000 meter, the other guy could only complete 975 meter. So he's beaten by 25 meter, right? This is the first meaning. Second meaning, 25 meter or 5 seconds. 5 seconds means timing wise. Timing wise, you are beating him in 5 seconds now. That means whatever time, right? Suppose A completed the race in 100 seconds. Okay, suppose A completed the race in 100 seconds. So obviously B will complete the race in 105 seconds, right? That means he is taking 5 seconds more than A to reach here, finishing line, right? So beating by time means A beats B by 5 seconds. That means whatever is the time taken by A, right? Suppose it is 100 second, right? Suppose it is 100 second, right? So whatever the time taken by A, B will take 5 seconds extra than A to complete the race, right? That is 105 second. Okay. So now what does this mean here, right? So next time we see this kind of statement, A beats B by 25 meter or 5 seconds. So very quickly we should get the speed of B. We should get the speed of B, right? How? How we should get the speed of B? See. So when A has completed the race in suppose 100 seconds, B is at this point and B is 25 meter behind the finishing line. Okay. And this distance of 25 meter is covered by B in this extra 5 seconds, right? In this extra 5 seconds, B is covering a distance of 25 meter. B is covering a distance of 25 meters, right? So in this 5 seconds, B is covering a distance of 25 meter in 5 seconds, right? What is speed of B? Speed is distance upon time, 25 meter upon 5 seconds. That is 5 meter per second. So speed of B is 5 meters per second, right? Okay. So now we have to find what is the time taken by A. What is the time taken by A to complete the race, right? So see, if the speed of B is 5 meter per second, so B will complete the race in how much time? So B will complete the race in how much time? So distance to be covered to complete the race is 1,000 meter. Okay. So 1,000 meter. So time taken by B to complete the race is how much? 1,000 meter at the speed of 5 meter per second. Time is distance upon speed. Okay. That means it takes 200 seconds. So B takes 200 seconds to complete the race, but I know that A is reaching the finishing line 5 seconds before B because A can finish the race 5 seconds ahead of B because A is beating B by 5 seconds, right? So whatever time A is taking, B is taking 5 seconds more than that. So B is taking 200 seconds, therefore time taken by A is how much? 195 seconds. Time taken by A is how much? 195 seconds. Correct. So once you know this method here, our task becomes very easy, right? Our task becomes very easy now. Next time we see this kind of question here, it's very easy, right? You don't require a pen also. You can do it mentally. Okay, in a 1,000-meter race, A beats B by 25 meter or 5 seconds. So now we know the meaning. We can directly say, okay, speed of B is 5 meter per second, not speed of A, speed of B, right? Because B has to cover that. B is lagging behind by 25 meters. So B has to cover that distance of 25 meter in 5 seconds. Okay, right? So speed of B is how much? 5 meter per second. That means 1000 meter distance B will cover in 200 seconds, and A is beating B by 5 seconds. That means A is coming 5 seconds. A is finishing the race. A is finishing the race 5 seconds ahead of B. That is in 195 seconds. That's the answer. Okay, I hope it is correct. Okay, it's clear. Yeah, move to next question now. A beats B by 40 meter in a 500 meter race. Okay, B beats C by 40 meter in a 1000 meter race. A beats C by 14.6 seconds in a 500 meter race. Right, find the speed of C and B. Now it's a very good question. This is a good question, right? A good high quality question it is. To clear the concept in races, it's a good high quality question. Okay, now see, A beats B by 40 meter in a 500 meters race. That basically means what? When A is covering 500, B is covering 460 in the same time. Okay, because both in a race, usually if nothing is given, nothing extra is given, that means in a race what happens? All the people start at the same time, right? Okay, so A beats B by 40 meter in a 500 race. That means when A completes 500, I should write here, when A completes 500, B completes 460. Right, B is 40 meter behind A. Now B beats C by 40 meter in a 1000 meter race. Right, the meaning, right, when the meaning is that B is beating C, that means B is completing the race. When in a race you can beat the other person only when you complete a race, right? If you are finishing the race in middle, okay, if you're leaving the race in middle, you can't beat anyone. Okay, so B is beating C. That means when B finishes when B reaches the finishing line, C is some 40 meter behind B. Okay, that means when B covers 1000, when B covers 1000, C covers 960. C covers 960. Correct. Okay, so now I should get this data in in a single race, right? Means I should make it either a single race of 500 meter or a single race of 1000 meter to compare it easily. So since here are 2 days are data, here are of 500, 2 data here are of 500 meters, so I'll convert this to 500 meter only, right? So see, in a 1000 meter race, B can beat C by 40 meter. Okay, that means when B covers 1000, C covers 960. That means when B covers 1, okay, let me write like this here. Let me write like this. Okay, so when B covered 1000, C covers 960, right? When B covers 1, C covers 960 by 1000. So when B covers how much? See, so what you're trying to convert is convert into a single race of 500 meters. So when A covers 500, B covers 460. So I want to see when B covers 460, where is C? If all will run a race of 500 meters. Okay, so I should mark here. So where will be C, right? So when B covers 460, right? When B covers 460, C will cover 960 by 1000 into 460. Correct. So you can cancel 46 into 96 by 10. So 46 into 100 is 4600 minus 46 into 4, because 46 into 96. So you can calculate by 46 into 100 minus 46 into 4. So 4600 minus 184, 4416. 4416 by 10, 441.6. That means in that time C will cover how much? C will cover 441.6 meters. Okay, C will cover 441.6 meters, right? So when A covers 500, B covers 460, B covers, and in that race, if C is also running, so when B covers 460, C will cover 441.6, because in a 1000 meter race, B is beating C by 40 meter. So when B is covering 1000, C is covering 960. Okay, so when B is covering 460, how much C is covering in that ratio? 441.6. Right? Now there's a second statement here. Right? Now it comes down to the same thing, right? What we discussed in the last question. When, let's suppose there's a finishing line. Okay. So when A is here running completely 500, okay, B is covering 460. B is covering 460. Okay. And in that case, C is covering 441.6. C is covering 441.6. Okay. So now it is given that in a 500 meter race, A beats C by 14.6 seconds. Okay. That means, again, I told you time wise, right? That means when A finishes the race, C is at this point now. So that means the left distance, what is the left distance here? So left distance here is how much? 500 minus 441.6, that is 58.4 meter. So this distance of 58.4 meter will be covered by C in 14.6 seconds, right? Because when A finishes the race, C is at this point. So C will take 58.4 meter more to reach the finishing line, and time wise A is beating C by 14.6 seconds. That means after covering this distance, right? So after whatever time A has taken, C will take 14.6 seconds more. Okay, that means this distance will be covered by C in 14.6 seconds. Same as the last question. Okay, this concept. Okay, so what is speed of C? So C can cover a distance of 58.4 meter in 14.6 seconds. Right, you got the meaning. Okay. C, when A is reaching as a finishing point, C is at this point now. Okay, and whatever time, suppose A would take 100 seconds to finish the race. So C would take 114.6 seconds. That means A is beating C by 14.6 seconds. So when A is at 100 seconds, after 100 seconds, right? A is at this point and C is at this point after 100 seconds. So after 114.6 seconds, C is at this point. Okay, at the finishing line. That means in further 14.6 seconds, C can cover the deficit distance, that is of 58.4 meter. Okay, he was lagging behind A. So C can cover 58.4 meter in 14.6 seconds. What is speed of C? Distance upon time, 15.4 meter upon 14.6 seconds is equal to 4 meter per second. This is speed of C. Okay. Now we have to find the speed of B. We have to find the speed of B, right? So for finding the speed of B, I can say, see, in races, most of the time what you can do is take, because races start at the same time. Okay. So since races start at the same time, you can always take time constant, right? For certain time both are running, always time is constant. So if time is constant, distance is proportional to speed. That is d1 by d2 is equal to s1 by s2. Okay. This is something I can apply in races, right? So I can apply here, since I need to find the speed of B and the speed of C is already found, right? So I can find, okay, a speed of B upon a speed of C, right? A speed of B upon a speed of C is equal to distance of B upon distance of C. Correct. Now what is the speed of B? Right. So for a certain time, they have run, both have run some distance, right? So you can see here, B beats C by 40 meters in a 1000 meter race. That means when B runs 1000, C runs 960. Okay, speed of B is to be calculated. Speed of C is how much? We got it as 4 meter per second. Okay, so you can solve it. You will get SB is equal to 41 by 6 meter per second. That's the answer. 41 by 6 meters per second. Okay, that's the answer for this very nice question, right? It's a very nice question. Clear? Okay, so B and C started at the same time. In a certain time, B can run 1000 meter, whereas C can run 960 meter. Okay, so for time, we can take time as constant. Distance is proportional to speed. Distance covered by B is 1000. Distance covered by C is 960. So 1000 by 960 is equal to speed of B upon speed of C. Right, that is, speed of C is known as 4 meter per second. So you can calculate speed of B is how much? 4 by 6 meter per second. So our answer is speed of C is equal to 4 meter per second and speed of B is equal to 41 by 6 meters per second. That's the answer for this fantastic question. Okay. Now let's move to next question. 3 runners A, B and C run a race, with A finishing 12 meter ahead of B and 18 meter ahead of C, while B finishes 8 meter ahead of C. Each runner travels entire distance at a constant speed. What is the length of race? Right. Now this question is special because we can solve it very logically without taking any variables at all, right? That's why it's a very special question, right? Just the way of solving, right? Way of solving makes it a special question, right? Just see the how I'll solve this question and you can think in that way from here on. Okay, now see here. A, B, C run a race. Okay, so again, let's make a race track. It's a race track here, right? Suppose A is finishing the race. Now A finishing 12 meter ahead of B. So that means B is here, let's say, and this is the finishing line. Okay, so this distance is 12 meters. This distance is 12 meter, and C is finished and A is finishing 18 meter ahead of C. That means C is 18 meter behind the finishing line. When A finishes the race, okay, so B is 12 meter behind the finishing line. This is the finishing line. Okay, so B is 12 meter behind the finishing line and C is 18 meters behind the finishing line. Okay, while B finishes 8 meter ahead of C. Now this is important from here. Okay, see. So now B finishes 8 meters ahead of C, right? So that means right now when A has finished, right, B is at this point, C is at this point. So when B finished, that means when B reached here, right? So in the time where B covered a distance of 12 meter, okay, then C is at this point here. So in the time where B has reached the finishing line, B can beat C by 8 meter. That means B finishes 8 meter ahead of C. That means when B has finished 8 meters ahead of C. So when B has reached the finishing line, okay, that is by covering 12 meters, in the same time C has reached from here to here. Okay, and by covering how many meters? So now when B is at this point, so C is 8 meters behind the finishing line. So this distance is 8 meter, right? This distance is 8 meters. This total was 18. That means this is 10 meter, right? So in the time where B has covered, a distance of 12 meter, in the same time C has covered distance of 10 meter. Earlier C was 18 meter behind the finishing line, but after B finishes, C is only 8 meter behind the finishing line. Okay, so in the time when B covers 12 meters, C covers 10 meter, right? It's very point. In the time when B covers 12 meter, C covers 10 meters. Therefore, I can get distance ratio of B and C is 6:5, as well as their speed ratio is also 6:5, right? Because since time is constant, right? When A has finished, since that time till B reaches the finishing line. So for certain time, B has ran from here to here, and in the same time C has ran from here to here. Okay, so here to here, from this point to this point. So that time is constant, distance is proportional to speed. The distance ratio is 6:5. Therefore, their speed ratio is also 6:5. Okay. Now, so what's so special about solving, right? We have to find the length of race. Okay. So see, now I can quickly find the length of race. Okay, because distance ratio of B and C is known to be 6:5, right? So you can see it 6 is okay. When in ratio, when B has covered 6 meters, C has covered 5 meters. In ratio, when B has covered 6 meters, C has covered 5 meters. Okay, so their difference is of 1 meter. Okay, so in ratio, when B finished the race, difference between B and C is 1 unit. Understand it, right? In the ratio, when B has finished the race, okay, so when B finishes the race, in that case C is just 1 unit behind B. Okay, and actually when the race is finished, okay, when the race is finished, that means when B finished the race, so B is 8 meter ahead of C. Okay, so at a certain time here, B is 1 unit ahead of C. B is 1 unit ahead of C, right? When B finished the race, B is 1 unit ahead of C, and in actually B is 8 meter ahead of C. That 1 unit is equal to 8 meter, right? So B has finished the race by covering 6 units. That means B has finished the race by covering 6 units. That means length of track is equal to 6 units. and 1 unit is equal to 8 meter. So 6 units is equal to 6 into 8, that is 48 meter. 48 meter is the answer for this question, right? So just because of this, right? Because we got it. When A has reached the finishing line, B is 12 meter behind A, and C is 18 meter behind A. Okay. When B has finished the race, that means when B has reached the finishing line by covering those 12 meter. Okay. In that time, C has covered 10 meter, because when B has reached the finishing line, C is only 8 meter behind the finishing line. Earlier, C was 18 meter behind the finishing line. So behind 18 meter to behind 8 meter, C has covered distance of 10 meter in the time where B has covered at 12 meter. So in the same time B has covered 12 meter, in the same time C has covered 10 meter. What is the distance ratio? 6:5. Then speed ratio will also be 6:5. Right, that's fine. But we can solve this question by distance ratio only. So I know that distance ratio is 6:5. So when B has completed the race, that means in terms of ratio, B has covered 6 units. That is the entire length of the track. Then C has covered only 5 units. When B has covered 6 units, that is the entire length of the track, C has covered only 5 units. That means in full race, B can beat C by one unit in terms of ratio. 6:5, that is difference of 1 unit. So in actual race, B is beating C by 8 meters, right? So that one unit is equal to 8 meter. So if 1 unit is equal to 8 meter, then B is covering the entire length of track, that is 6 unit. 6 into 8, total 48 meter is the length of track. Okay, I hope you got this. So very interesting question, very interesting solving method also, very logical way of solving, right? Okay, we'll move to next question now.